Today, I want to talk about food, how it changed for me over the 4 years. So let's start with first year. I was just on the meal plan, which is required for all first years. They had a bunch of options like unlimited, 14 meals per week. I was personally on the 10 meal one because I found that that was enough. And then I would also eat out with friends or spend BRBs, which was like Big Red Bucks, which is my university's currency, which you could use to buy food at cafes, convenience stores, or other non-dining hall places. All the dining halls were all-you-can-eat buffet style, and Cornell is known to have a really good dining hall. I think it's like top 10 in the nation. Sophomore year came and it wasn't really different. We were still required to be on a meal plan if we lived on West Campus, which is where I lived, so I just by default had to do the unlimited meal plan, which again, like, is really expensive. I wish we had other options, but we'll talk a bit more about food access later. I will say though, this was the most convenient it's ever been because living on West Campus, there are literally 5 dining halls just all along a row. The food was just fantastic. That's also the other issue, is like the food was so good. At Cornell, it made it really hard to not want to eat all the time. And even when I was trying to implement intermittent fasting, I would feel like I was underutilizing my meal plan by not eating breakfast. So now junior year came around and I was finally living off campus, not on a meal plan. I started to cook. This came with a lot of learning for me. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of TikToks. My roommates also taught me a lot of their recipes and their techniques. The groceries that I would shop at were just the 2 ones in COLLEGETOWN. It was GreenStar and 7-Eleven. Actually, there was another one called Greencastle, I think. Greencastle with Asian food. It was also really expensive compared to other grocery stores, like 10 or 15-minute drive away. But I didn't have a car, and none of my roommates at that point had a car, so we were basically limited to groceries in COLLEGETOWN. Now, another option I did though was Instacart, which was an app that would let you order food from other grocery stores and then they would deliver it here. That was great for having more selection, but in the end, the cost just racked up because you had to pay for delivery fee, service fee. Not the most ideal condition to cook a lot of healthy meals, let alone just cooking in general as a full-time student. Honestly, in the end, what my junior year looked like was eating out a lot. Ordering takeout, kimbap from Sophomore a lot, getting poke bowls, poke lava, or just bowls that I could easily order online and then grab on the way. Senior year came around and I felt like this was the first year I started to cook more for real. I had a lot more time on my hands to cook, and one of my roommates had her car and suddenly we could do grocery runs. I also got a car share, which meant I could rent out cars as needed and drive myself. I shopped a lot more at Wegmans, and then Anabel's Grocery, which is I think an underutilized resource that most people don't know about, and it's a small student-run grocery store on campus that is trying to tackle food justice by making food accessible, affordable to all students on campus. We would source a lot of fresh produce, fruits from local suppliers, bring the price down to very cheap, like relatively cheap and affordable prices for students. And on top of that, it was located right on campus at Anabel Taylor Hall, so it was super easy for me to just swing by there on the way going home to my apartment and pick up some produce. Also, because I was at the store, I got additional staff discount, and when some of our products didn't sell, like they were past the best by date, it was up for grabs for any staff member to get, and I would literally just bring in and just cook it the day of. And sometimes I would also go to Trader Joe's if I was feeling like treating myself. ALDI's was also another favorite. I think that is the closest thing to Anabel's in terms of being the most affordable, and runs Mart for a bigger Asian food grocery store. I want to mention some helpful resources also. The Cornell Food Pantry, which helps students who are food insecure get access to free meals. There's also the Basic Needs Coalition, which is advocating for a lot of students, especially first-generation low-income students, to get access to all their basic needs, not just food. Lastly, Anabel's Grocery, which I already mentioned. That is the video. I hope this video helped. If you think this can help a friend, then please share it with them. Like this video, leave a comment. I would love to hear about your experience. I will see you next week with another video in my Cornell Degree series, which we are starting to wrap up. Cheers, I love you, and I hope you're taking care. Bye!